Welcome to the Seasons of Singleness podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Tiffany Sneebros. Seasons of Singleness. Seasons of Singleness.
Hey Puts, welcome back. Okay, yeah, I know. I promised that I would be getting into the nitty gritty of the whole series or whole phase series. So here you go. Okay. Yeah. So like I said before, it was just men coming out of the woodworks. I had this new body. I was out of a relationship. Like it was lit for me, honestly. Like when I say hot commodity, baby. And baby, you don't get no hotter, okay?
Okay, girl, bye. Bye.
But no, like, yeah, sis was out living life, like, yeah. It's so funny, like when I hear people tell their stories about them being in this phase of like redemption for themselves or like this liberation, newfound like freedom, all of that great stuff, right? Everything that's encompassed in that. A lot of people, equate it to having fun, right? Like everyone's having fun. I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. I'm just doing it while I can, whatever, right? And I get it. I've been there. Shit, sometimes I'm just down for the ride sometimes, but going back to really just where I was in that state and how things were handled, I equated everything to having fun, right? And I believe in definitions, so I'm definitely gonna put the definition here because having fun, hold on, and I want to make sure that I'm politically correct. Give me a second. So, boom. And it states from Jimlish, like English but Gymlish. I don't know. I might have fucked that up, so don't take that. But it says to have fun is to enjoy oneself, to amuse oneself, to have a good time, right? Um, Someone who is enjoying themselves and finding pleasure in a particular activity or situation. The concept of having fun allows us the opportunity to connect and create bonds with one another. And like other words for having fun, of course, enjoying, liking, having a blast, getting one's jollies.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Entertaining oneself, revealing, glorying, preferring, right? Um, what does it mean to have fun with someone? You enjoy being with them because they say or do interesting or amusing things. Bam. Uh yeah. Child, they got the 4 types of fun. It's a lot. They done went down a road that I ain't even that's not where I'm trying to go. But considering the fact that all of those definitions mean certain things or different things, like I am taken aback about like what we consider having fun to be. So for me in that space at that time, you know, everything's given. Like, let's just enjoy the moment pretty much. And at that time, I'm out with guys again. Best revenge for me is talking to your homeboys. And yeah, that's what I did. For those of you who are in school or maybe have frequented a college campus, you watch TV, all that great stuff. So you'll see like certain shows where they show like sorority or campus life, whatever, right? Sorority, fraternity life. The guy that I was dealing with was in a fraternity. So that opened up the door to not necessarily like endless niggas, but yeah, it opened up the door to a lot of niggas. And for those of you who may not understand like campus life or college life because you haven't been there yet, but you're on your way. When you're there, right? Like, especially for those that live on campus. So, little backstory. I'm from Baltimore, West Baltimore to be exact.
Gang, 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 gang.
It's like, so I grew up on the West Side. I went to school on the West Side. And literally, I told myself that I was not going to the school because it was literally right across the street from where I went to high school. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to do that. But I wound up doing it.
You're a liar, a cheater, a sinner, and a homosexual.
The way things happened, like I just went, had a good time, met these guys, but at the same time, I was talking to this guy that went to school he was a year ahead of me. So I was talking to this guy. So when I got to campus, like I had already had a conversation with my mom, and she's like, yeah, no, make sure you watch people. Like she gave me the rundown pretty much. Like make sure that you watch people when they do, like when they make your drinks or when they give you drinks, don't leave your drink around for too long. Don't come back to it and try to drink it. Like people will try to date rape you and shit. So I was real nervous. So when it came to it, I did a program that allowed college freshmen to come and experience the campus for 6 weeks without any interruptions, right? Because coming as a freshman specifically, like it's hard as fuck because you're literally just getting like imagine middle school kids that are going to high school. Like it's a whole new experience for you as a freshman. So it's like you're still holding on to those middle school norms, and then you kind of migrate into high school. Same thing. You holding on the high school norms and you migrating into college, right? So it was just different. So I just approached things differently. Then, again, my nigga wasn't there, but I was talking to this guy and I just had to make sure, like my name wasn't out there, whatever. So when we met the older guys that were there to kind of like make sure, they were called peer leaders at the time. So they were like camp counselors in a sense, but for college students. So they were college students there who were there to kind of show us the ropes. So we had young women that did the same, young men, and they both, our dorms are co-ed, but for the sake of the summer, they separated us, which made sense. But child, we snuck over to it's a whole nother story.
I should just clutch my pearls.
Anyway, back on track. So I met the guys prior. I didn't know that they were in a fraternity the first time. Or maybe I did. I don't know. I forget like how, but we used to go and drink with them, having a good time. So once school like rolled around, freshman week was over, the program was over, freshman week came, we got all these parties, all these welcome stuff. Like, and I lived on campus because why the fuck not? It was very cheap for me to go to school anyway, so it just made sense. I stayed on campus for 6 weeks in the program, and I was like, yeah, fuck that. I want to live here. I did that. So again, like leaning into those relationships that I already had, like it was just easy. It was very easy to just do that. Did that, and yeah. So I was already a hot commodity when I was there. And again, this is when I was skin and bones. Like this looked like fucking skeletal somewhere. Like it was crazy. But neither here nor there. So I was already getting like just a small little buzz, whatever. Like people would always try to enhance. So when it was time for me to be out here, and yeah, like niggas wanted to see what's up, I was with it. I was definitely with it. I'm talking to every motherfucking body, like, yeah, call me, whatever. Hit me on Instagram. Yeah, I was having fun, to say the least, right? And again, like for me, whenever going back to what I was saying before, when my ex-boyfriend and I, when we used to get into arguments, whatever, or we used to do the whole cheating thing, he would always bring up the fact that it was just like people that wanted to be in my place, like, and I'm like, I would never bring that up to him. Like, bro, like, you don't know. Like, the people that you hang around or whatever, like, they on my dick. But I'm not gonna put that. I would never like throw that in your fucking face during an argument. Cause okay, but where the fuck are they? And anybody that is, for me specifically, like anybody that's in your face that's my man's, or they say that they my man's, ain't my fucking man's. Like, no, none of my friends. So don't say that shit. Yeah, I talk to people. I'm very friendly. I have a word for every fucking body. So yeah, that's different. But if it's a bitch that I'm around, they not in your face. Like, and if they are, tell me. The fuck? Like, none of that made sense to me. So yeah, when it was time for me to get my motherfucking lick back, of course, I'm gonna talk to your fucking friends. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit. Cause I'm having a good fucking time. Obviously, I'm still hurt. Obviously. It's like, no. But yeah, like, don't throw that in my face. Boy, if you knew what I knew. Calm down. Calm down. But yeah, so that happened. And it was cool. Like, things were cool. I got a little taste of a little bit of everything. Did what I wanted to do. Because that's what the fuck I wanted to do. But nah, so like just the term itself, like having fun, right? I literally have to like think about that. I have to, again, like I am so gone ho on understanding words. Like we say these terms, we, even like down to your name, like who you are, like the meaning of these things have like they're prevalent. Like it really is, excuse me, it really is important to understand and know what this is, because this is something that you carry. This is something that you occupy. This is who you are. So for me, like understanding words is very important. So I had to look up like happiness and having fun and all of that great stuff, because when you think about the moments that are happening, like, okay, this is cool, this meets a need, right? Because I'm feeling not necessarily worthless, but you know how you feel when you in a breakup, whether you initiated it or not. And you just like, shit, like, damn, it's a lot of stuff that comes up for you. Even if you're leaving like a fucked up ass situation, like it's just a lot. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to carry. Like it's just a lot. Like people automatically assume like, oh, I'm leaving this thing and I am like weightless. Nah, you get a little extra heavy. Like you really do. You really do. Because you're really detoxing something that you knew to be true. So the same thing can go. Not really, but same thing for having fun, right? You are thinking that you are doing something that is meeting a need. And in that moment, for me, I have to, I've always been in a reflective state. Always. So even when I'm doing stupid shit, I have to like sit and stop or just really think about the stupid shit. Now, again, not when I was in my 20s, because, yeah, I'll think about it after, but I done already did the shit. So just thinking about or reflecting about like that having fun and what that meant, I understand that in that moment I was definitely meeting a need for myself, and it was needed during that time. Like I needed to do this. Like this was needed for me. I really needed this to survive. I needed this feeling to survive. I needed to get my itch scratched in order for me to survive. Like, and not physically, but like mentally, spiritually. Like I really just needed to be out there. I needed to be wanted. And all of those things that come with that, right? I needed to be desired and everything else. And I fed into that. I fed into that. And ultimately, like, I thought, like, yeah, this shit is doing what I needed to do, but I would leave those experiences or them encounters literally just feeling the more fucked up. Like, it's just like, okay, like, this is cute, but what? Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I got my lick back. It was funny. Cool, but nigga, I don't like you. Why the fuck am I here? What are we doing? What are we doing? So ultimately, like, it was just, am I really having a good time? Is this really a connection or a bond that I want, like, that I want with me, that I want to carry with me for not necessarily for the rest of my life, but people really don't understand that what's done in the dark will definitely come to the light. So it's like, is this the legacy that I want to leave? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it's not to say like don't go out and experience things, don't go out and be dumb or don't make dumb decisions or whatever. A lot of us are not graced. I mean, preference, right? A lot of us are really not graced for the comeback. Some people make dumb decisions and it's their last fucking decision. That's it, that's all. Like, so for me, I'm very grateful to have experienced the things that I have experienced and then still be able to come back and tell the story. Like, there are so many people that I know who have gotten fucking AIDS and shit. Like, so many people. And it's, you know, it's talked about, but nobody believed that shit until it fucking happened. Like, so many people who have unwanted pregnancies. And don't get me wrong, children are a blessing, and I cannot wait to be somebody's mama one day. So many unwanted pregnancies from people just from stepping out and doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the first thing, like the first time something happens. We'll talk about my story later down the line, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. A lot of people just think, okay, I'm having fun. I'm out here having a good time, and then they get raped, or you know, like some shit happens that ain't supposed to happen. You wind up dying because you're somewhere that you ain't even supposed to fucking be, or you get some STD that is fucking treatable, but you don't even know what the fuck is happening because you don't want to come to terms with the fact that you have something, so you don't even go get fucking checked. Now the thing that was treatable then turns into something bigger. Like, it's a lot of things that can happen, and people don't necessarily take the time to really understand, like, because in the moment you're having fun, you're having a good time, you don't see it as, yo, this could be like potentially. Okay, I'm so sick of words, I'm tired, but it could be life threatening. And we don't take the necessary steps to understand what the fuck that looks like before hopping into situations, just for fuck's sake. And again, I'm not saying that don't do it, but really think about it prior to doing it. If it's something that you feel like, I'm about to walk away from this and I know that I'm not going to feel great after this shit, then don't fucking do it. Don't. I understand meeting the need. I've been there. I have fucking been there where it's like, yeah, I know that this man got a fucking girlfriend, but ain't nobody give a fuck about me when I had my boyfriend. So why the fuck should I give a fuck about somebody else?
This nigga is trash.
Or I know this man don't want me. Like, I know he don't fucking want me. I know that I'm just ass to him at the end of the motherfucking day, but I'll be that ass tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or this man said that he was going to leave his wife or whatever. And yeah, I want to fuck this married man. Like, I understand what that is like. I know what the fuck that feels like. I know. Heavy on the I fucking know, because bitch, I know. I know, man. I've been there. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Like, I know what it's like to feel like this is the only thing that I have. I was listening to um Hotels by Jasmine Sullivan, and I was listening to one of the stories that the young ladies was talking about. Like, she was saying, so she made the reference of all these people like online, and I have this revelation all the time, like, whoever is for me, like meant for me, is really going to be ready for me. Like, I'm not gonna have to worry about my man having like a wandering eye or whatever. Temptation is all over the place, right? So I that's one thing that I understand. So when it came to like my insecurity about other women, I have to understand that I don't have the fattest ass out here. I ain't got the biggest fucking hips. I damn sure don't have the biggest titties, and I don't have the prettiest face. Like, that is a-okay. The person that is for me is not going to be necessarily just attracted to those things. They're going to understand me in a way that no one else does. So whatever the fuck like anybody else has come into the table or whatever, it won't be me. And that's how I approach my situations now. Like, I really don't give a fuck about what sis got going on. And I appreciate sis for allowing us to see exactly what it is that she got going on. I appreciate you for doing that. You stepped out confidently today. I try my best not to talk about people because you don't know what the fuck it is that people are like struggling with to get out of bed, like to come with and present to the world. So I really don't, I try my fucking hardest not to compare, contrast, whatever. Again, because the man for me, the man that's made for me, ain't about to be thinking about that. But temptation is real. So as women, especially, sometimes we feel like we got to compete with everybody else. And I was like, I'm tired of feeling like that. I'm so tired of that. In my relationship, like that shit was so prevalent. Like every time I stepped outside with this man, I felt like I gotta make sure I look better than everybody the fuck else. And I never fucking did. Never fucking did. And it's not to say that, I didn't, but when I think about confidence and insecurity, right, and how it's really right, like in your mind, there are so many people who may start their gym journey, right? And you can still see that they have flab, but when they post, like they are just like, this is so sexy, whatever, like this is me. And it's because you feel good about yourself. That is nothing anybody can take away from you. If you don't feel good about your goddamn self, you're always going to be looking at what the fuck could be or what the fuck ain't, right? So you're always going to be comparing yourself to somebody else. And that was me when I would step out with this person. But understanding like those people that create those environments too, aren't for you either. So my question to you is, are you really having a good time? If you have to question your presence with a motherfucker, or if you got to question whether or not this person fuck with you enough to not even make you feel insecure, like, what are we doing? And that's the question that I had to ask myself. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What's happening? Why? Why? Even before I really had a full grasp of reflection of what the fuck that looked like for me and my situation, like I really had to ask myself, girl, what you doing? And get the fuck up. Get out of here. Why are you here? Let's go. The nigga made it clear. Like, why are you chasing? Then be crying about niggas that ain't yours. Like, I when I say when I was no longer having fucking fun, I wasn't like, it wasn't fun. It wasn't. It wasn't. Like, getting my needs met in that moment, yeah, that's thrilling, that's rushing, cool. But at the end of the day, were my needs really met? Like, yeah, I got fucked and had some great sex. Okay, had some great sex. Um, but what else? Like, what else was there? What else is there? What else are you offering? What else is coming to the, like, as people say now, like, what are you bringing to the table other than this? Nothing. Nothing. And I was like, girl, Eva, get on or get off. This fucking roller coaster of life. You had a choice. You could get on or you can get off. And the fucked up part was, got off a little too late.